Today, we're going to go over 3 tips about motorcycle safety, gear, and insurance, and this is sponsored by Dairyland. We're going to talk a little bit more about them on number 3. So we're going to be talking about mental, physical preparedness for motorcycle emergencies, the art of navigating the right motorcycle gear, and then we're going to be talking about motorcycle insurance. Let's go ahead and just jump right into it. So mental and physical preparedness. Okay, so this is for those motorcycle emergencies. I always talk about regular training. We got to get that training, and we have to be able to swerve, emergency brake, even emergency acceleration, get ourselves out of a situation. The plan method really does work well here. Remember, position for safety, get yourself a good line of sight, give yourself at least one escape path and good space cushions, locate hazardous situations like intersections and corners, understand that those are going to be more of the areas that most motorcycle riders crash, either failure to negotiate a corner or somebody's pulling out in front of them in an intersection. That typically happens with like left turners and stuff like that. So assessing relevant threats, that's gonna be like somebody that's gonna be, you're in their blind spot, maybe they're starting to poke out a little bit at that intersection. You start to see that there's some road surface hazards, but maybe it's not in front of you. You're trying to figure it out. You're not trying to get paranoid here. And navigating those active threats, and that's where the emergency swerves, the emergency braking, the emergency acceleration, and everything comes into play. And you're not gonna be able to do that well if you don't have regular training. So make sure you guys go out there and practice, take a basic Smart Rider course, MSF, or any of those courses, and then go to the parking lot and actually practice your stuff. So knowing your bike. So how are you gonna actually know your bike? Well, you have to actually go out there and practice like we just talked about. Go out to the parking lot, practice, 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 practice. Practice your swerves, emergency braking, and everything, just everything. U-turns, figure eights, that's gonna help you with your head and eye movement, body language, everything. It's gonna help you with all of that. And the best way to do that, like I said, is to go to the parking lot. You can do some Smart Rider motorcycle drills that we have right here. It's a booklet. Link in the description for all that stuff. It's at the shop. Lots of drills. And it's just going to help you out. It's going to get you familiarized with your bike. You're going to be able to know what it can do, what it can't do, how far it can lean, how far you feel confident with your bike itself. Think of it as like your dance partner. The more you practice, the more you get better at it. So mental acuity right here. So making sure that you're actually aware of the whole situation, everything's going on when you're riding, zoning in, not zoning out. We utilize the MTC awareness stages here, and this is all part of the basic Smart Rider course that we have at our academy. Links in the description for all this stuff, guys, by the way. And we talk about the color code stages, the MTC awareness stages. So it all works well with the plan method. So assessing relevant threats and locating hazardous situations. That's when you go into that orange stage. You're like, what is that? That's kind of weird. Follow your gut instinct there. You're not gonna be able to do that if you're not paying attention. Red stage, emergency maneuvers, brown stage, you completely panicked and got a little bit of brown there going. But yeah, so make sure you avoid delayed responses, mistakes, and accidents by actually practicing, knowing your bike, getting that regular training, staying on top of things, continuing education, use it or lose it type of stuff there. So let's go ahead and talk about the art of the right motorcycle gear, choosing the right motorcycle gear. So full gear, helmet, jacket, pants, gloves, and boots. Very important, get full gear. The main thing here is to basically not have any skin showing. Okay, I get it on the neck, it's kind of showing, but make sure you put some sunscreen on there right there. Okay, you don't want to get any skin cancer or anything like that. So safety gear, like I said, helmet, so DOT or ECE certified. I highly recommend ECE certified, but in the United States, DOT is the certification. I like ECE. We talk more about that in Unit 2 of the MTC Rider Academy BSR. But basically what's happening there is ECE is pre-market certification. So before you can go on the market, it has to be certified and tested. DOT is aftermarket. So whenever they get to it, they'll test it. And who knows, right? Who knows if it's actually following the regulations and everything. So I prefer ECE. Very important. So armored clothing, so it's jacket and pants, right? So make sure it has armor in the knees, the elbow, I'm sorry, I pointed right here, elbows and knees, shoulders, and the back. Some of them do have hip armor. I highly recommend having that. Sometimes they have slots for it, but they don't have the armor in it, so make sure you get some of that stuff. And in the back, it's gonna be like a gray foam typically that shows up when you buy the jacket. That's not armor, that's just padding. You're gonna wanna get an actual back protector. It's usually sold separately. So make sure you guys grab one of those. But that's very important because you want to protect your spine. You want to protect the parts that are actually be tumbling and hitting the ground, high impact points. Like I said, the shoulder, elbow, knees, hips, and back, and then your head, obviously. Very important to protect those impacts or protect the body from those impacts and mitigate as much injury and damage that you can. Gloves are going to help you when you put your hands out, because that's a natural instinct to put your hands out when you start to fall down. You're going to rip up your hands. If you work with your hands, kind of sucks because you're going to be out of work for a little bit. So not very good. Boots, same thing. You want to keep your feet and your ankles, everything secure. And also it's good for grip. So gloves and boots, good for grip. So gloves are good for grip on the hand grips, and you're able to have that tactile feel. Boots makes you so that your foot doesn't slide off the peg when you put your foot down at stoplights or anything like that. Your foot's not going to slide everywhere, because if you wear sandals, you know how it kind of slides. Don't recommend wearing sandals. Anyways, climate adaptation. Okay, this is pretty important, because if you're wearing full winter gear so it doesn't breathe well, it really works well when it comes to being out in the cold, but it's in the summertime, you're going to be dehydrated because you're going to be sweating like crazy. You're going to be sweating, you're going to be dehydrated. It's going to mess with your mental acuity, which is very important because we just talked about that, right? So make sure you get the gear that is specific to the season, okay? So sometimes there's 3-season gear where it's perforated, so it has holes in it, so when you're riding, you get airflow, but they also have inserts for the wintertime or inserts for when it's raining. I prefer to get summer gear here in Tucson, Arizona, because it's just usually hot for the most part. And I'll get that perforation everywhere, including my gloves, and then making sure I have boots that actually breathe a little bit. And if it gets really cold, I just layer up. So it's really important to layer up when it's cold, because I could just take things off and put it in my saddlebag or put it in my backpack if it gets too hot. But like Under Armour, gear underneath, or 2 shirts, maybe even like a hoodie sometimes. Extra underwear, comfortable fit. So if it doesn't fit well and it's not comfortable, you're not going to wear it. You're out there about to go for a ride. You're like, should I wear this, or do I just get on the bike? And if it's not comfortable, you're like, I'm just gonna get on the bike. And that's gonna lead you to be complacent. It's like, oh, nothing's really happened, because I've been riding, about 6 months without the gear that I just bought. Nothing's happened. Nothing's gonna happen. It only takes one time. So make sure you get gear that's actually comfortable. It's kind of difficult to find some gear, but Revzilla and a few other places, they have some fitment, diagrams and what to do and how to get it, plus some good return policies. Just make sure you don't go riding first. Just wear it, walk around the house, see how it fits, sit down, see if it bunches up, where the armor sits and everything. It's very important. Make sure it does feel comfortable. Very important. All right, let's go and talk about motorcycle insurance, okay? So motorcycle insurance, once again, thank you Dairyland Insurance for sponsoring this video. It's very important that we get this education out there, and super thankful for Dairyland for having great information and is basically allowing us to have this education. So identifying your coverage needs. Now Dairyland has stuff on their website. It's perfect. So you can actually see what they offer, and they help you out with your coverage needs. But basically, your motorcycle's value, okay, your riding habits, your existing medical insurance are all factors considered when deciding the level of coverage you need. So let's go ahead and talk about motorcycle value. If it's a very expensive motorcycle, you're gonna have to maybe change up things. Talk to the insurance broker, talk to Dairyland, call them up, get a quote, do all that stuff. Very important. Your riding habits also, how many miles do you put on? Do you even ride in the summertime? Do you ride in the wintertime? Are you very like a weekend rider type person? These are all things that they can help you figure out when you get your quote. Talk to them, call them up. Very important. But on their website, they actually help you out. Good information, okay? Seeking out discounts. Now, I like to save money. I like to save money because then I'll use that money for something else. Maybe I'll get like some modifications for the bike. Maybe I'll just actually take myself out on a date. So something like that. Anyways, seeking out discounts. They do offer a huge variety of discounts, and just check them out. If you get better education, so you take rider courses, you can get a discount. Multi-cycle discounts. So if you have multiple motorcycles, you have like your wife, husband, whoever, live in the same household, whatever it is, you guys can put it, if you want to combine, there you go. Or you have like 10 motorcycles for some reason. If you're a homeowner, if you're even part of the Harley owners group, okay, so if you have a Harley, boom, there you go. Possible discount right there. But check out their website, check out everything, because they do offer quite a bit of discounts, okay? Also, know the claims process. That's one of those things where it's like, okay, I get insurance, I'm done. I don't have to worry about it. But then there's an emergency situation. We talk about rescuing all the time, right? Remaining calm, ensuring safety, stop major bleeds, quickly assess severity. That gives you this idea of like what you can and can't do, or what you're capable of doing on a motorcycle crash when it comes to medical. But if something happens and you get in a crash, your motorcycle's stolen, somebody hits it in the parking lot and you come out and you're like, what the heck is this? And you could start to panic a little bit if you have no idea what to do next. And that's part of remaining calm on rescue. Well, this is kind of like remaining calm too. So doing a little bit of knowing the claims process is important for you not to panic, not to freak out, to know what the next step is, and let Dairyland just take care of it after that. Obviously you're gonna have to give them information, they're gonna ask a bunch of questions, you're gonna do the whole process going on, but they have everything that you're gonna need to know on their website. Okay. So familiarize yourself with how to report an accident. They tell you how to do that on their website, plus you can actually call them up, just ask questions. That's one of the big things here, just ask questions. Ask these questions, right? So how do I report an accident? Okay, ask the question, what document or documentation do you need? Ask them this question, what do you expect, or what can I expect during the process? Okay, that's what they're there for. So, and they'll teach you that, they'll show you that on the website. It's really important to make sure you get motorcycle insurance. So, let's go ahead and go over this real quick. So preparedness, so enhance safety with regular training, bike understanding, and mental alertness. Utilize the MSF courses that you have possibly, so you can get some discounts. You can get some actual training. Test your bike and your skill level, right? Make sure you also check, your tires. Make sure you do daily, weekly, and maybe even monthly maintenance. Check your owner's manual for that. And regular breaks. So if you're riding for a long time, take a break. Take a break, stretch, drink some water. Make sure you hydrate, okay? So gear selection, prioritize safety certified helmets and clothing, weather appropriate gear and comfortable fit using layering for changing weather, and test helmets before purchase. So that's a good one. So testing the helmets before purchase, so putting the helmet on when you buy it, right? Or go to like Cycle Gear, they have a bunch of helmets. Test them out, because if you have an intermediate oval, round oval, long oval head, it depends on what kind of motorcycle helmet you want. You don't want to have pain on the crown of your head. It's okay to have a little bit of chipmunk chinks, a little bit, but you don't want to have pain like on the front, sides, or the back. It wants to be nice and secure. So make sure you get the appropriate helmet. Go to a local store and test them out, okay? There we go. Insurance navigation. So that's like I said, Dairyland, thank you so much for sponsoring this video. But determine the coverage you need based on your motorcycle value and riding habits. Find out if they have available discounts. Understand the claims process and review Dairyland Insurance and ask about discounts. That's a big one right there, guys. That's why I put it down twice. But these are all things that you can ask them. That's really cool. Ask them, call them up, get a quote. Links in the description for all of that. Links in the first comment to get a quote. Go do it right now, and I'll see you guys in class.